Greetings and welcome into Ankh Plays. Thanks for joining me here in Dwarf Fortress in the town of Anvilseal today, where our population has dipped to 91 dwarves. It's been a pretty deadly set of episodes here, with us foolishly chasing camels around the map, and then of course the invasion of the Colossus. We came away better than we did, we fared better against the Hydra. But we don't have any trophy to prove that we actually killed the Hydra. It is dead, though. Right now we're working on some additional housing units here in this block of the residence hall. And I think we're going to continue to do that. We're going to put some engravers on the task here to kick things off. And that should get us going with some work here, as we are mid-spring in the year of 56, after starting in the spring of 41. So I'm going to say that that's 15 years in this fortress. 15 years, that's a long time. And looking back on it, it's been quite an adventure so far. So I'm liking that things are going well. It does seem like we've got still way too much to do and too few dwarves with which to do it. But I think that's a running theme for all of Dwarf Fortress, if you ask me. And right at the beginning of this episode, we've got some migrants that are arriving, which is really amazing. I wasn't expecting that at all. So we're starting at 91 dwarves. We'll go up to 92, and we'll meet the migrants in just a moment here. Seabrick's got puzzle boxes that he wants. It's Rock Toy. He wants 2 of them, so we'll just leave that there. We're going to make them out of granite. Fresh blood. That's what we need. Let's go out there and have a look. That's a stray baby llama. Ushat. 46 years old, female. Adept lie maker, disdains friendship, patient, good spatial sense, single-minded, and recovers slowly. Just the pet baby alpaca. Kind of a fresh dwarf. Nobody that they know here. Rovad, Oslen Bisek, or Windveiled. A 32-year-old, very young dwarven man, disdains independence and craft work, has poor empathy, recovers slowly, not musical, and single-minded. This guy might be interesting. Only a deity that he worships. Welcome to the fortress, I think. Our next migrant arriving on the scene. Kivish, page growths, 31-year-old female. Everything is good. Overcautious, high kinesthetic sense, flights of fancy, poor social awareness, disdains skill. I'm sure I've seen that before, but it's odd, and polite. Welcome, Kivish. I'm sure we'll find a job for you here in the fortress. Wearing a beautiful green jumper, 32-year-old female. A tanner, suture, and fisher dwarf. I'm sorry, the Fisher Dwarf jobs have all been taken. Abbin. Chamber Beaches. High stamina, values nature, quick to despair, clumsy, recovers slowly, and shameless. A worshipper of Lemuel. And no previous entanglements. Who else is coming along? Kosath. Mishosavuz, Kosath Beach Mines. He's a talented gem setter, a novice soaper, disdains hard work, distrustful, values peace, sickly, envious, and leisurely. And he's a novice axe dwarf, worshipper of Lemuel as well. Interesting. Sickly and disdains hard work. He's you might have picked the wrong place to migrate to. There, Kosath. Our next arrival is Nish Kolzokol, who is a peasant. I'm well, he says. 30-year-old male. Lots of really young dwarves joining up this time at the beginning here in year 56. Disdains merriment, which is odd, creative, quick to give up, strong, disdains family, and tolerant. I'm not gonna lie. So this guy's a noble. Solon is his older sister. Lots of, this is a noble. Nish, Wheel Coven. Welcome to the fortress. I'm not gonna lie, I've seen quite a few dwarves that have some negative properties that don't really spark joy, if I'm being honest. Swords dwarf Dodok Entrance Urn. Entranced. 43 years old. Strong, lustful, disdains harmony, cruel, quick to love, and musical. Interesting face. It's our 7th dwarf to arrive. The 8th one here is Solon Dibeshem. Interesting. Dibeshem, I guess is how you'd pronounce that. Crazy Plank. What an interesting name. Guess what? Oops, I didn't mean to hit that button. You're going to be called Crazy Plank from now on. And disdains advice, rude, not envious, sickly, frail, and poor memory. 32-year-old female, and I guess some type of military service, maybe, perhaps. This is our 9th dwarf in this migrant wave. This is a very large migrant wave. Rith, Basindagel, Rith Spray Valley. Values nature, strong, good intuition, frail, again, overbearing and rude. She's a novice siege operator, 26 years old, easily probably the youngest migrant that we've had in a while. And art is life, she says. All right. Welcome to the fortress. That's going to make our 9th dwarf arriving. And for the 10th, the spouse of Zephon Rockrazers, Solon Iskathel, or Spattered Ringed, carpenter, appraiser, organizer, record keeper, and a shearer. I'm at my best under pressure. Merciful, tough, recovers quickly, disdains loyalty, ungrateful, and fact-oriented. Craft an object, be with friends, practice a skill, drink alcohol, and pray to a vooz. You can do that. His wife is a furnace operator. Have we met her yet? No, not yet. She's off the map, but presumably she is on her way, and perhaps is the 11th. From the Auburn Tools. Hamish, papermaker, whose also surname is Pageworld, 21 years old, taking the new record, and our 11th dwarf. Good focus, values independence, disdains fairness, tough, poor memory, disdains decorum, a high master papermaker and an adequate pump operator. Interesting. Has Moses and Yuvash as pets. We're going to have to get those pets situated once we get this migrant wave tended to here. There's the cat. There's the turkey. And we've got another dwarf coming out of the map. Bring in their pets as well. High kinesthetic sense and willpower. Developed empathy, disdains fairness, and recovers slowly with poor focus. Adequate marks dwarf. Might be a good candidate for military service, perhaps. High Master Wound Dresser, Suturer, and Skilled Bone Doctor. At 45 years old, she seems like a great asset to the fortress. Welcome, Id. Thank you for joining us here in Anvilseal. There's one of her pets, both of her pets. Another gal coming in, Lycott Unibicast, 91 years old. Everything's all right. Engraver, appraiser, organizer, and record keeper. Maybe more of an administrative dwarf. Scatterbrained, values decorum, not creative, has low stamina. Good intuition and seeks harmony. Worships of ooze. Welcome, Lycott. Some really interesting dwarves coming in with this migrant wave. We're up to 105. I can't make this stuff up. Momus Olascribed. 69-year-old female. Butcher, soaper, appraiser, organizer, record keeper. Lots of folks with some of these administrative skills in this particular migrant wave. Value sacrifice. Tough, ambitious, stubborn, hopeful, and inattentive. Wants to pray to Udar and drink alcohol. We all want to pray to Udar and drink alcohol. Rakust. Good on ya. Thanks for joining. Who else is coming here? We're still waiting for that other spouse. I think this is it. Zephon Rockrazers. Yeah, Solon. Hold on a second. Yeah, husband. He came out to the map earlier today. And 78-year-old female. Disdains tradition, loyalty, and artwork. High stamina. Creative. What does she do with her creativity? It's not artwork. Distrustful. Furnace operator. And again, those 3 administrative skills. It's like a package deal with these guys. What's going on with that? That's 15 dwarves, folks. And we're going to make it a 16th dwarf. Momas, oil scribed, 70-year-old male. A trifecta of administrative skills. Disdains eloquence, knowledge, and tradition. Good with language, musical, and acquiescing. We should make this guy in charge of the library, shouldn't we? I'm just kidding. We're going to go with 17. That's a Wolverine. Spouse is Dagal. Tombs living. 58-year-old male. Disdains tradition, poor spatial sense, cheerful, brawler, polite, and good intuition. Don't like the brawler thing. Again, with the administrative skills, shearer, beekeeper, and stonecrafter. You're going to be interesting addition to the fortress. Welcome. Another dwarf. I can't believe this. Sarvesh Paint Splatter is Dagal's husband. Let's make sure of that. Yeah, husband. 43-year-old female. Appraiser, record keeper, and organizer, leather worker. It's like they took all of the rejects for new expeditions and just sent them to Anvilseal. It was like, you'll figure it out once you get there. Spear dwarf, lots of needs, disdains skill, strong, tough, good memory, recovers quickly, and overbearing. Military service all over for this dwarf right here. Dagal Tombs living, welcome. And for our 19th dwarf, 61-year-old male, Mesthos Ralakthag. Silver Squeezes. Appraiser, organizer, record keeper. They all flunked out of the same class, you guys. I'm convinced of it. Animal trainer and a mechanic. Disdains harmony, good analytical ability, creative, and a good memory. Digging this group of dwarves is kind of like a blank canvas. Let's see if we go for an even 20. We do go for an even 20, no problem. Erden Race Inc. Immasilicot. Trader by trade. Appraiser, organizer, record keeper. Something feels broken about this. That's a lot of dwarves with all the same things. Is that a coincidence? Value self-control and introspection. Greedy. Musical. Bad with words and poor social awareness. So as long as the music doesn't have words, Erdem is just fine. Her husband's here. Welcome to the fortress. Coming straight from the tapered irons. From the roof of tightness to the mighty anvils. That's an even 20 dwarves right there. This is a great 21. This is a great injection of fresh talent. But I am concerned about this. Tough, good with language, good focus, good analytical ability, inclined to abstract, high kinesthetic sense. Kind of artsy. 44-year-old male. His wife just got onto the map, Erdem, and he worships both on Barris. That's 21. Do I hear a 22nd? No, I do not. 21 dwarves strong. And that is a huge migrant wave. I hope you all are ready, because we've got plenty of work to do. And you are all welcome to join us. Let's get the pets in the pasture, please. Requires pasture, requires pasture, requires pasture. Put these guys in the pasture, and we're going to let Moses just kind of run around a little bit as the kitty cat. I don't relish the idea of having pets, but, you know, that's what the dwarves want. Lots of work going on here. This is where it's at, you guys. Come on. Let's take a look at some of our labors now that we've got our migrant wave processed. And that was not the one that I wanted to click on here. We'll get to it eventually. Yeah. And let's do... I want to make some siege operators, you know? Having random people stand up on those bolt throwers is all well and good, but if we can get some folks who are a little bit more dedicated to operating the sieges, that would be just fantastic. And I think there's a way to do that with labor here. Siege operating, yes, that's what we want right there. We'll go done. Siege operators, only the selected do this. We need a dozen. That's a lot of sprites piling up there. We only need a dozen or so that are going to do this. And I think that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6 right here. I don't want Seabrook doing that, although it would keep him out of the fight, I suppose. You know what? Let's give him a chance. Dabbles deserves it, right? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. And 12. Yeah, I think this save is going to be bugged out in terms of all of our dwarves here because of the recent patch. That's what I'm going with right now. I might be wrong about that, but that's where it's at with this particular fortress, guys. Ah, this is the reason why that dwarf is having problems. I was wondering about this. So we have this dwarf that's an injured citizen. It's Kel, and we don't have a traction bench. And I didn't even think about it until just now. But yeah, we need to fix that right away. So that's what we're going to do. I was wondering why this person wasn't getting better. And so we need to come up with a way to do some traction benches, and quickly. And normally I'm opposed, because we don't have any trees on the map, of using wood. But if we can, I think that's going to be the fastest. And we'll just get 5 of them. I guess we don't really have control over how they get made. Poor Kel. That's terrible. Because what that tells me is that she's been languishing here for at least a month or 2, maybe even longer. You guys probably know. You guys probably know more than I do at this point how long she's been down here, unfortunately, and that's regrettable. And every dwarf's favorite thing to do is engrave. Got a strange mood kicking off there. Claiming a clothier's shop. It's quite alright. Stray yak bull. Let's take care of that right away. So Strong is our yak bull right now, and he's 6 years old. How about this young buck? Agile, high stamina, and sickly. Sorry, you're gone. You did not make the cut. Check on Seabrick's puzzle boxes. Yeah, he's good. And none too soon did we get these bedrooms completed. I'll tell you that right now. A little bit of slowness there. Gathering items. Let's get that traction bench going here. Hopefully that's, oops, that's not what I wanted. Work orders. Traction benches is approved. We'll get you help there, Kel. I'm so sorry. You can blame me for everything. It is my inability to guide the dwarves in their attempts to build this fortress. More beds going in. And I do need to do a count on just how many of these rooms we have. Well, there's a bunch that are available, of course, but how many of them are actually occupied, right? Like, nobody's in any of these. So that's okay. Throw a bed in that one. Once that's done there, we can toss a bed in there. Perfect. Uh-oh. We need more beds. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. So let's just make 10 beds. Make the beds, dwarves. 10 of them. Go. Can we put those traction benches in? I'd really like it if there was traction benches. Come on, dwarves. I think it's down here. No. Bombrek has begun his mysterious construction, which I'm guessing... I mean, it's mysterious in that we don't know what we're going to get, but... Where do the traction benches get built? No benches yet. Is it here? No, here's making beds. Where the heck are those stone traction benches going to get made? I better just double check now. They're not made here. That's table. It's not in the crafts dwarves. I used to know this, and I feel like I should know it, and I just don't. And it's kind of driving me crazy a little bit, if I'm honest. There's trap components. The mechanics workshop? Yeah. Okay. So how come we don't have any work orders on it? That's the question. Did they already make them? So we got 10 beds done in the time it's taken us to do 0 traction benches. That's weird. I don't know. I feel like the patches have been unkind to us. That's why. Because we need tables. All right. Let's just look at that. Oh, you can't even tell. Okay. Yeah, but it makes sense to have a table. So lots of jobs getting canceled because we didn't have a table to turn into a traction bench. So let's do rock tables. Okay, and we'll make 5 of them. And that's going to be down here. Oh, we have to wait, though. Dabbles is banning exports. Guys are just having a little meeting down here. Masonry demonstration. And while we're waiting, Bomrek, the clothier, has created Rotiklinad, a long llama wool skirt, and she offers it to the mighty anvils. Let's take a look at that. I'm gonna say you're right here. Rotiklinad, 8,000. Beautiful. This is a long llama wool skirt. All crafts dwarfship is of the highest quality. It's encrusted with table-cut pyrites, decorated with yak bone, and encircled with bands of llama wool. It's made from llama wool cloth, obviously. This object is adorned with hanging rings of bismuth bronze. You used my bismuth bronze, didn't you? And it menaces with spikes of yak leather, milk quartz, and plum wood. On the item is a large image of dwarves in alpaca wool. The dwarves are laboring. The artwork relates to the foundation of Anvilseal by the mighty anvils of the tapered irons in the early spring of 41. Wow. Right on time. Late spring, 15th anniversary. Irish grasp sax, the dwarf in milk quartz. Irish grasp sax is making a plaintive gesture. The artwork relates to the mortal wounding in Anvilseal in the midwinter of 50. So commemorating us, and oh man, if this is the Irish that I have in my notes, Irish grasp sax is Junior's father, who died in the lava outburst, trying to keep his wife and pregnant son safe. Wow. That's really amazing. That means that where is Junior's mother? I feel like this needs to go into her chambers. In fact, let's do it, because it's about her husband, Irish. It's a commemorative item. 15 years in the fort. So yes, let's do that indeed. I can find her by going to Junior. And then let's have a look at dear Junior here. Where are you at? He's in his own little room. He's dabbling at everything, just about. 5 years old. He's experienced some trauma, but he likes playing with puzzle boxes, which I'm sure Seabrook is happy about. And then... no, maybe not. His father's Id, the Weaver. It's a different Irish. Oh, you know what? But Irish, that Irish did die trying to save the residence hall. So I think this just goes in the museum. My bad. Sorry, Junior. I'm waiting for this thing to load up here. Yep, there we go. We'll put it in the museum. That's 15 years. 15-year commemorative collector's edition, as seen in Dwarf Fortress in Anvilseal. 3 easy payments of $19.99, and it's yours. Or you can put it on layaway and make 1 easy payment of $89.99, and it is also yours. Okay, all the doors are in. Let's put all the beds in. We've all got earmarked beds at this point. Yes, fantastic. Let's build some cabinets. And then we'll go back to chests next. Get these things decorated right quick. Forgot that there's a second floor of chests that need to be placed. We're out of chests, but there's going to be a chest job that kicks off. A weapon rack, ceremonial in nature, for each one of our dwarves. Not right there. I'll fix that in a second. Not right in front of the door, Ankh. What are you doing? And then an armor stand for the ceremonial armor that you might end up having. But probably not. God, it's hard to believe it's 15 years. I haven't had very many forts with 15 years worth of history in them. This is super cool. Thanks for coming along and enjoying the ride with me. All right. I got to know. Are these are the tables done? How many other things do we have to do before we can get this poor dwarf taken care of? There we go. All we need is one, but we'll have a few down here. That'll be great. Lots of furniture hauling going on to get these bedrooms appointed. And we've got chests that should have kicked off the chest job. Firelight coffers, yeah. Excellent. And 112 dwarves. That's also a pretty large population for me personally. I know that I haven't gotten too far. And I don't know that it's for lack of skill, although I'm sure that some of you will be the judge of that for good or for ill. But I think most of the time it's my inability to stick with a particular fortress. I'm always wanting to start over, start fresh, right? Oh, I screwed this up, and I want to begin again so that I don't have to, worry about, some type of critical mistake that I made. There's 4 more chests. I think everybody else has a chest now, or a coffer. Yeah. Okay. That's all we needed. Let's make that top priority. Put some chests in there too. We'll deconstruct that one. Start putting some walls in here. Oops, that's not what I want. Not closest material. Okay, we have our traction bench installed. That's really good news. Someone haul this poor dwarf over there. Oh, she's sleeping right now. Poor Kel. Hospital's done. Or done adjacent, at least. We need chains now. Okay, so it needs a table and a chain. Let's just do 10 of them so we've got some chains laying around. That's fine. Okay, she's been moved over there. In traction, okay. Traction sounds very painful. I don't know if you've read about it, but the way that I understand it, it sounds painful. She's asleep, though. Oh, this poor lady. She's gonna be a handful when she wakes up and she's rehabilitated. We put some more chests in here, and I didn't even see these on the other side. All right, all these apartments are done. Let's do multi. Love it. And I think we'll leave that for now. And we have, I think it's 130 homes now, which is more than enough for our current population of dwarves. So that's a good thing. I think we can focus on a couple of other things that I've been wanting to get started on. And one of them is just going to be found right over here. I don't know how this is going to work. But we're going to get the miners busy. On a couple of things here. And we'll just keep an eye on Seabrick and the rest of the gang here as we carve this thing out. Actually, no. We're not carving that out. We're just doing this section here. And in fact, we're just going to do a one long line along here, at least to start with. And hopefully they start on this. I guess we'll find out. I got plenty of miners. We should probably check this. Yeah, no open cases. Am I crazy? Like, what is going on here? Oh, it's because I have the burrow on. I totally forgot about the burrow. They won't go past the burrow. This game's got so many little details that all of a sudden things get weird. You're like, why aren't they doing something? Also. But digging away, that's what we wanted. Okay, cool. Now we have started. We have enough wheelbarrows to where they just come down and grab the stones. That's pretty crazy. We've got all of our traction benches. Let's deploy the rest of the traction benches, just so that something like what's happened to Kel never happens again with the delayed... It's odd. All the rest of them came out in microcline. I guess I just said rock tables, so no matter. This is going to be the beginning of a new mega project that I've wanted to do for a while. And I think that given the beginning of our 16th year in Anvilseal, that this is definitely the time to do it. And so, with that in mind, I'll give you, the viewer, a little bit of a window into what's going on in my mind. But you have been warned. I've wanted to do a Hall of Remembrance. And you might be asking yourself, well, just what the heck is a Hall of Remembrance? Well, in the last 2 episodes of Dwarf Fortress here in Anvilseal, we've lost 7 dwarves to either lava or various other evil creatures like bronze colossi. And in the spirit of that, I think that it would only be fitting if the dwarves of Anvilseal had some way to remember their fallen comrades, aside from their tombs and their engraved memorial slabs above the main dining hall. And so to that end, the Hall of Remembrance will be a place to place statues of dwarves who have lost their lives in the line of duty, as it were, here in Anvilseal. And the imagination for this is that it's going to be a very grand hall. And we'll be able to continue its length, well, about to there. In fact, you know what? Heck, let's just make it go all the way over that way. Let's go there. And I'm going to do this by going from the top down into a much larger hall, and I want to make sure that I've got, the right pillars and whatnot available. And so yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. I've not undertaken this type of mega project before, and I've always wanted to make a grand hall that kind of reminds me of the Mines of Moria. In the Lord of the Rings movies, which are, lots of pillars and very, 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 obnoxiously tall ceilings. And I think we have the opportunity to do that in this fortress. It's about remembering. It's a noble purpose. And so, yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Now, I'm noticing that a lot of our military dwarves, for some reason, at least 3 of them. We need 3, 4 shields, some greaves. So it's all iron stuff and a silver warhammer. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that's bad. Don't count that yet. Four silver warhammers. Let's make it an even 10. Thought we commissioned a bunch. So we'll double check our stocks before we actually push that through. Yeah, we have 16 of them. But lots of them are named. Like, if I take a look, there's Zulban Khan. That's in use. And I think some of them might belong to... Oh, maybe not. There's lots of weapons sitting around in here. No matter. We're going to roll with that. We're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to make 10 iron shields. Which is great. And then I think we'll just do 10 more iron greaves, or iron boots. I think they're greaves. No. Greaves is the pants. Let's see. Is it high boot? Iron high boots. That's what I want. Yeah. Do 10 of those. And then what else did we need? Oh, these dwarves are so sloppy. Let's leave it at that, and then let's check in on the equipment later. Looks like a whole bunch of people need shields and boots. So actually, what I might do is I might increase the number of boots. I have 200 iron bars. That should be fine. No big deal. I want to make sure everyone's got a weapon, though, right? I don't want them becoming wrestlers. That's not a good thing. Okay, so this long tunnel has been all the way carved out. And what we're going to do now is we're going to do some channeling. And I think I'm just going to carve this area out. And then I think after that, yeah, after that is when we'll come along and fill everything in and build up our columns. And we'll go along here to just one more row. These are going to be access panels. to fill everything in. Or an access shaft, if you will. Oh my gosh, they're so fast. We should be able to update our equipment for our squads now, shall we? Got a yak cow coming in. We'll check on that in a minute. Check on the completion of that in a minute. Let's take a look at this new yak cow. Agile. Put the E on there. Ankh. Agile, resist sick, tough, strong, high stamina, strong, bully, strong. Yeah, I think Agile is the one that's got to go. Unfortunately. Okay, so she's still resting. Has this just gotten so bad that... Interaction, okay. Alright, alright. I'll let it go. That's really hard. It's early summer, you know? So yeah, we'll come along and we'll wall this area off at some point. Once this project is finished. Let's go back down to the hospital. Are they still fishing out of this thing here? It doesn't seem like it. I've been checking on it off camera a couple of times, and I don't think that they are. So I think we're going to have to continue to use our fishing area out here. And we have more fish than we know what to do with. But yeah, there's folks down here eating. So the people that are hauling. That's good. She's headed to eat. Or, I'm sorry, she's headed to sleep. And you haven't gotten your shield yet. These dwarves are still insanely busy, you guys. This is, we're still pushing really, really hard, it feels like. We don't need any more homes right now. So we can kind of just work off of, you know, this crazy project that we're doing here. And, you know, what have you. I don't know, I don't know how deep we're going to make this. I don't know how... I don't know how far we're going to push it. We'll see. Kib has been re-elected. He's a great mayor, isn't he? Let's check in on him. I had taken a lover the last time that we checked in with him. He's been mayor for like 5-6 years now, maybe even 7. Let's find out where Kib is at. Where's old mayor at? Still has the same lover, Thultig Relic Portals. He's a Grandmaster Planter. He's hauling a wheelbarrow right now. He wants martial training. Having a mandate deadline met. Jovial. Interesting. That's cool. Let's take a look at his lover, Thultig. 100-year-old. She's a legendary planter as well. She's socializing in the Crafts Dwarfs hall. Seems to be pretty happy and fulfilled here in Anvilseal. Good on you, Kib and Thultig. And this should give us access to some of the gem clusters here, although I don't expect us to really expand this out too terribly much. But this is going to be a large structure, and we're starting at the top just so that it's easy to avoid collapses. And, yeah. We'll drop down here, and we'll start continuing our dig. We'll begin to continue our dig. Yeah, there we go. So they'll have a spot here to come along and fill this in. And then we'll do the same here, but each one of these is going to get progressively wider. The central walkway is going to be 2 tiles wide. And then as we go down, there is going to be additional, it'll be an additional width on each tile until we get to a point where it's sufficiently wide and we can remember all of our dwarves. That's the whole point of this exercise, is to make sure that we have a place that our dwarves are memorialized. There was one dwarf that hadn't picked up their shield. Go pick up your shield, dwarf. And Kib, Cyclops Bane hasn't picked up her boots. You guys are annoying. But this is going to come together really nicely. I'm already excited about this. This is going to be cool. Now, it's not too far to haul down to the stone stocks, down to our stoneworks. So, you know, that's a good thing. The dwarves are pretty efficient. I don't want to say ruthlessly efficient, but they're pretty efficient at getting this done. And the thought occurs we might need to build some stairs here as well. These will be temporary stairs. They're going to be in the way. But that's alright. Build granite blocks is fine. That way that they can climb up and down. And in fact, I think what we'll do is we'll make another set of stairs here using granite blocks as well. Heck, you know what? It doesn't matter. They're temporary. We can cancel these. And get that hematite. Okay, so this will be the roof. This will be the second story. We need to go out, or the second part of the roof. We need to go out one more along this whole length. Some sparring going on. Good. Hopefully those Hammer Lords can teach some of the others, some of the newbies, some good manners with those silver warhammers. So yeah, this is a good time to undertake this project. You know, 15 years seems like the right play, you know? And we've got, you know, I'm always probably optimistic to a fault, but we've got a good set of dwarves here, you guys. And something that I had wondered about, so a lot of my jobs, say make 4 rhyolite blocks, and then 5. And that's because this took me too long to figure out, but I think this was a recent patch. If it says make 4 microclimb blocks or what have you, that is because each boulder turns into 4 blocks when it is cut at the stone cutter. And it took me way too long to figure that out. It's kind of embarrassing. I don't know why I'm admitting it to everyone here, but yeah, now you know. Now you know. Okay, so we have a way to fill this in once it's done. I think we'll go down 1 more once this is all carved out. We'll wait for it to get carved out. Construction mandate. 3 puzzle boxes. And we'll bump it up to 15 just so we get the average right. And then just hope that the traders come at the right time to allow us to, you know, to allow us to get rid of the excess puzzle boxes that we have. Here they come, hauling things out. This is going to be kind of deep underground too. It won't be too far. It's going to be above our stoneworks, right? This is all our beautiful Illunite stoneworks. But it will go down a significant ways. And the $1 million question is, before I start banking on... Okay, yeah, we can do that. Cool. Nope. I'm just kidding. I wanted to make sure we could do it. So 2 tiles. The row of columns. Then this will be statues. And then a way to walk around the statues on the opposite side. Yeah, calf getting born. Almost ready to begin digging down. I think we can actually do the order now. Struck native gold. So they'll dig down here. We'll widen it out by 2. And then we might just keep digging down for a few floors, which will give us the height of the hall. And this maybe, I don't know. My original imagination for this had this thing becoming much, much, much larger. And I don't know that it needs to be grandiose as perhaps my wild imagination can handle, but another agile bull. No, thank you. Magnetite, and let's check in. We need more puzzle boxes. I forgot to specify on that last one the material, so they probably made it out of whatever they felt like. And these puzzle boxes are largely useless. They're valueless. I know, don't tell Seabrick I said that, but, you know. Yeah, this labor of love by the dwarves, like the leadership of the fortress at this point, with the town and the new influx of migrants recently, just seemed like the right time to start on this project, you know. And, you know, we've lost 20 dwarves, like if we had lost no dwarves in the process of building Anvilseal and becoming a more or less fully functional fortress. We would be in a situation right now where we would be, you know, close to 150 dwarves, which, you know, is a much larger population. And unfortunately, by mostly my hand, many dwarves have perished. There we go. I think we can actually build this out just a little bit here. This will be our access ramps, right? Dun, 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 dun. And then, yeah, let's see. So 2 tiles, columns, statues, walk-arounds. We can widen this out a little bit. That's 4. Did we get those? Yeah, we got them done. Okay, good. And the work will continue. Sometimes they say the beatings will continue until morale improves. I don't know, relatively good morale. Look at them haul. Like, I don't know. This is the first fortress that I've created quite so many wheelbarrows. And while they may be made out of lead, and they may be unwieldy and heavy, I have never seen in my life so many dwarves hauling stones to the point where something like this is clean. It's cleaned out prior to us even being done with the project, which is just amazing to me. Hey, we got some more migrants coming in. Let's figure out where they're coming from. We have 130 beds, plus the dormitory, so we should be able to handle this. And our first is Aerith Rodham Iral. Aerith Pelt Treaty. Welcome. 60-year-old female. Fish cleaner, cheesemaker, surgeon, and an organizer. Okay, so we don't have that trifecta that we did on the last migrant wave. But 2 migrant waves in episode 42. That's pretty cool. Let's see how this goes. How many dwarves are we going to pick out from this? I imagine it'll be a small one. It's midsummer. Disdains eloquence, temperate, not musical, ungrateful, good analytic ability, and pusillanimous. I don't even know how to say that. I should probably look that up. Whoops. Tulan, a fish dissector, quake clasped, 21-year-old female, lots of young dwarves, guys, adequate fish dissector, disdains stoicism, disdains nature, resists sickness, good analytic ability, high kinesthetic sense, and not wasteful. Dwarf ready to become part of something great. Welcome. Welcome, Tulan. That's 2 dwarves. Here's the third. Latast Connoisseur, or Brass Bridge, a 45-year-old male, adequate tanner, and a novice woodburner. And a novice siege operator. Good memory, disdains hard work. Maybe picked the wrong fortress for that. Prone to discord, not creative, single-minded, and impatient. Worships both on Barris. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, sir. Here's our fourth. Feb Angel's Hot, or Angel Shot. 34-year-old male, disdains perseverance, cruel, strong, bad with words, humorless, and values peace. Talented miller, competent animal dissector, and an organizer, and worships Lemuel. Welcome. Dwarf number 5, another Aerith, Copper Coasts, 49-year-old female, disdains martial prowess, leisure time, and independence. She's stubborn, she has low self-esteem, and she values self-control. She's an adequate potter, a novice fish dissector, and a novice mechanic. Worships Udar. Welcome to the fortress. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3. Did I lose count? 4, 5. We've got 5 in so far. 6. We're up to 118. Domus Bust Trumpets. Sometimes the game just makes you laugh, you guys. He's already got a nickname, 32-year-old Buster. Domus, welcome. Good analytic ability, disdains knowledge, romance, values eloquence, good with language, and single-minded. He's a papermaker, diagnostician, bone doctor, wound dresser, surgeon. This guy's got hospital worker written all over him. Speaking of that, after we get through this wave of migrants, we need to go check on Kel. I hope she's all right. He brings a puppy. And he worships both on Barris. Any kills? Nope. All right. That's number 6. Magic number. Here's the 7th. Doran Hallcrosses. 25-year-old. His spouse is Caton Fenced Knower. And pretty much a peasant. Yeah, well, it says there. Disdains competition, is weak, not musical, vengeful, good intuition, and creative. Is a noble and a nephew of Mother. So, Uncle Seabrick, lots of cousins in the fortress. Yeah, Seabrick's bringing his whole family here. That's great. Cool. Good on you. Welcome, Dwarf. He's got a llama. Someone brought a llama. There's the puppy. There's Dwarf number 8. You're down here. Id Iron Guilds. 63-year-old male. Record keeper, organizer, appraiser, and glazier. Grouchy when being caught in the rain. Bad with words, low stamina, but a high kinesthetic sense. Not envious or dutiful, but is intolerant. Worships Lemuel and another dwarf welcome to the fortress. That's 120 and the 8th dwarf of this migrant wave. The 9th dwarf of this migrant wave is the spouse of Doran. So this is Catton, 31-year-old female. Values tradition, disdains law, tough and good memory, and a flatterer but fearful. Her aunt is Bomrek the Clothier and Cog the Marks dwarf. Lots of cousins in this fortress as well. Doesn't appear to be related to Dabbles, but was a cousin of Bronze Lance. I hope she heard the news before she arrived. That he took a trip to Idgim. Welcome all the same. I think that's it. Up to 120 dwarves, and I want to say that was 8. That was 9. Wow, that's impressive. All right, so welcome to our new migrants. Let's go ahead and, hey, Kel is up and about. Let's find out where she went. I don't know how you made it this far, but that attitude is really let's take a look at your health. No wounds. Well, plenty of wounds. Yep. Her right hand is fractured. She's gonna make it work. We need to make some bolts for our friend, the mayor. 25 iron bolts. I don't understand how that batch system works. I understand it with the stones. I don't know that I understand it with those guys. She's hauling granite. Oh man, the dwarves with the most to lose are oftentimes the ones that end up doing a lot of the work. Just get right back in there. We got a petition. It's been a while since we've had a petition, guys. That's cool. Very cool. Let's see what this is all about. And let me make sure that I've got my setup here so that I can notate this properly. Our toys have been completed, and the bolts are going to get made. Don't you worry. I think, yeah, it's the 1st of summer, so if we go back to our schedules here, we have got these guys 2 on, 2 off. Right? Yeah. Okay, so that jumps them back and forth. View monthly schedule. Train off, train off. It is Galena. They're off. Yeah, okay, cool. Just making sure I understand it. Doctrines of coloring. This is our second oldest temple. Has many worships and it requires a temple complex and a high priest location must be built, furnished with a new position appointed by you. Do you approve this request? Well, actually, you know what? The Doctrines of Coloring has been a staple of Anvilseal for a long time, and I think it's time that they deserve this recognition. So yes, we will approve it. And let's go find the Doctrines of Coloring's temple. Oh, we're following Kel still, that's why. Is it this temple here? Yes, it is. Doctrines of Coloring, citizens only, members only, yeah, citizens only. And we need to make it a temple complex, so we need to increase the value of this. And then I think we have to do some recognition of priests. So yeah, whoops. How are we going to do that? Let's see. let's take some stands. Whoops. Let's put some furniture in there. We've got offering places, so let's make some display cases. And I think we can find something beautiful and expensive to place in there. Don't you? At least, 4,000 worth. Dabbles wants us to build some stuff. Hey, more puzzle boxes. We aim to please. Rock toys. I always do that. It's 1S, or no S's. Yeah, 10 is fine. Want to make them out of granite. There we go. Got a yak bowl while we're waiting for the installation of those. He's blank, unfortunately. Bully is, that's a cow. There's Bully. Resist sickness and strong. This is what we want. But, no matter. Do we have any other instruments we can install here? No other instruments. Okay. Okay. Let's assign some new display items. We need to get basically 5,000 in here. I think we can do that. You know what? First, this is going to seem a little strange, perhaps, but I do like doing this. So let's go temple meeting hall. And yeah, so Doctrines of Coloring is one of these guys. Yeah, Udar, 26 worshippers, and it's rainbows. Okay, that's easy. So we can do some fun stuff with that, and we can get rid of this now that we know that. I should know it, but it's a very fitting name, Doctrines of Coloring. Udar and rainbows. It's in my notes for next time, guys. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We want to put some stuff on these pedestals that can point to rainbows, right? And what better way to do that than with cut gems? And so, well, there's not gems per se. I want to put a whole bin of gems on there, although that seems... But we need some blue ones. Blue, green. I don't know what that color is, but that we'll say that these are yellow. Blue, green, yellow. We're looking for red. That's more green. There's some red. How about a purple? Can I get a purple? That's black. Indigo tourmalines. We've got blues. Maybe we need a light blue. Those are red. Those are orange enough. They say they're purple. Although I think the Alexandrites are better. Oh, and then violet, yes. Did I see an orange one up here? Yeah. That's amazing. All right. Good enough. Someone's going to walk out with these gems, I guarantee you. And I'm going to get a little bit more sloppy with these now, just because it's going to take a little bit too much time to go through and find exactly every color, and then go painstakingly through and make sure that we've got every color. We just need to get these gems in here and value up for Udar. Do it for Udar. Just pick a few beautiful colors. Zircons are lovely. 29 of them. I mean, we can afford it. Let's throw some wealth around. Let's make our dwarves happy. I'm not saying that, you know, we can just, like, put down our pickaxes and start the party now, but it's okay to live a little. Right? Oh, little cat's eye cabochons. There we go. Display some more items here. What's going to be funny is if this doesn't get us above the 5,000 mark. Cut gems. Spinels are always nice. Aquamarines. Amethysts, those are worth something. Zircons. Rubicels. Spessartines. Spessartines? Brown zircons. Yellow zircons. We got so many zircons. Spessartines. Alamandines. Tourmalines. Some more zircon. Oh, that's a pretty one. Let's just take that. That's good enough. Someone better be hauling this other thing here. He's here to worship. The militia captain lore. Yeah, Mark's Dwarf. Who's got that last display case, guys? We could actually check and see how close we are. Oh, not close at all. Oh, that's because we haven't... That's because we haven't actually put the gems on there. It does take a dwarf to go down there and haul them up here and do all of that. Here we go, guys. That's good. Let's go take a look at what's going on here. Lots of people in the tavern. Anvilseal's really grown, hasn't it, in 15 years? Temple to everyone is right here. Alright, we need another 2,000. It's going to have to wait until next episode. I love this song, guys. This is awesome. Thanks for joining me here once again as we play Dwarf Fortress in our city. It's a city now of Anvilseal. We're no longer a town. 121 strong. And we will not forget those that we have lost. We'll see you next time, and as you go on about your day, don't forget to hit someone with some dwarven kindness. Until then.